Here are the principal reasons for which I consider that Jesus rose from the dead, making Christianity true. Undisputed historical core. Virtually all historians, Christian, Jewish, secular, agree that Jesus existed, was crucified under Pontius Pilate, and had followers who sincerely believed he rose again. This is not speculation. It's as close to consensus as ancient history gets. Christianity begins not as myth, but as a historical movement tied to a real figure and real events. Early and independent sources, Paul's letters, circa AD 50s, predate the Gospels and contain creeds tracing to within a few years of the crucifixion. He references eyewitnesses, some hostile beforehand, e.g. himself, James. Independent gospel traditions converge on the crucifixion and resurrection appearances despite minor differences. The story cannot be dismissed as a late invention. Its core was circulating within living memory of the events. Eyewitness testimony and lack of refutation. Paul openly challenged contemporaries to verify his claims. Most of the 500 are still alive. No surviving contemporary refutation exists, despite Jewish and Roman hostility toward the movement. A coordinated silence across enemies is historically improbable. Early claims faced hostile scrutiny, yet no effective counter-record has survived. The impossibility of mass hallucination. Hallucinations are private mental events, not shared group experiences. Psychology shows no precedent for hundreds of people simultaneously hallucinating the same sensory details over multiple days. The resurrection appearances were diverse: individuals, small groups, large groups, indoors, outdoors, at different times. A mass hallucination theory requires multiple impossible coincidences, far less probable than witnesses reporting a shared real event. Hallucination is not a rational explanation for the resurrection appearances. Explosive growth in hostile conditions. Christianity spread rapidly across the Roman Empire despite severe social and political resistance. Followers endured persecution and death not for abstract philosophy, but for claimed eyewitness testimony. People may die for false beliefs, but not knowingly fabricated ones. The conviction of early witnesses under persecution supports sincerity and reliability of their testimony. Converging corroborations. Archaeology repeatedly confirms cultural and political details in the Gospels: coins, rulers, burial practices, crucifixion methods. Artifacts like the Shroud of Turin remain scientifically unexplained, at minimum showing Christianity's claims left testable traces. The Christian story is rooted in verifiable historical context, not mythic fantasy. Moral and social transformation. Christianity introduced radical moral teachings: love enemies, equality of men and women, inherent dignity of all people. These values were historically anomalous in a brutal hierarchical world, yet they endured and shaped civilization. The transformative power of Christianity is disproportionate to naturalistic expectations of a failed crucified leader. Cumulative force of evidence. Any single line of evidence could be debated, but taken together, early sources, multiple witnesses, rapid spread, persecution, corroboration, and moral transformation, the probability that Christianity rests on deliberate fraud or mass delusion collapses. What remains is a historically reliable account of people experiencing something extraordinary. The convergence of independent lines of evidence makes the Christian account the most rational explanation of the data. Final conclusion. From a purely perspective, Christianity is historically reliable at its core. The crucifixion and resurrection claims are anchored in early, independent, and convergent testimony. The explosive growth and transformative impact are best explained by followers sincerely experiencing what they claimed. Even if one suspends belief in the supernatural, the evidence shows Christianity is far more reliable and grounded in history than myth, legend, or fabrication.